Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a haul video. These are my favorite kinds of videos to film. Some of these items are going to be new and some of them are going to be old and just new to me. I thought that I was buying a lot more makeup than what I have spread out in front of me, but I guess I didn't, and I think this is it. So I hope that I'm not forgetting anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and just get started because I know this video is going to be a million years long. So I'm going to talk about one of the biggest things that is in front of me first. This is the Anastasia Prism Palette. I didn't know what it was called. It was a Kathleen Lights video where she mentioned this palette and how versatile she thought it was. That's what made me purchase it. It comes with a brush, which I think is a pretty decent brush. I'm not crazy about the blending part. I don't know if you can see it. But it has a little kind of like a flat shader end that I did use for my inner corner highlight. And this is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today. The only other thing that I have on is the Urban Decay glitter eyeliner. The Urban Decay Heavy Metals liquid eyeliner. Kathleen Lights mentioned that she thought this was a very versatile palette, and that would have not been my first thought had I just looked at this alone. But when she said that, I was able to kind of see where she was getting at. A lot of these are shimmer shades, which obviously work very well as lid shades anytime that you want to go for any look at all. I can see getting a natural look off of this as well as a more intense fun look. So I was really excited to play around with this, and that is why I created a makeup look based off of it. And I wanted to use this green as an inner corner highlight. And the only other color I could think to throw with it was this Throne shade. So that's what I created today. The next product that I'm going to show you was this little, I don't know what you call it. This is the Cover FX Illuminating Prime and Set Base and Illuminator. So this here is your little Cover FX drops. This is so tiny, but it's really cute. And to be honest, it's probably just all that I'll use anyway. This is in the shade Moonlight. So the way this works is it's a liquid highlighter. It is a dropper. So you pick some up, which I find that I never need to drop it because there's always so much on the little stick. Then you drop it. Anyways, this is like a really metallic-y highlighting shade. Very intense, very beautiful. I haven't tried it yet. I actually tried a different liquid highlighter today. Next you have your Cover FX Illuminating Primer. I'm going to go ahead and swatch this for you a little bit. I don't know how well you can tell on this camera and if the lights are picking it up, but it's right here if you don't see it. It leaves just a little bit of sheen on your skin, so I think it would actually make a really great illuminating primer. And then the last thing that you have is the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. This is the spray that I was talking about that you really have to shake up. It sounds like spray paint can, and apparently I did not shake it enough the first time that I used it. I just sprayed it on my arm and all I saw was glitter, which is a little disappointing. I don't want an illuminating product to be glittery, specifically because I feel like that's cheating just a little bit. Obviously glitter is illuminating. I think what's really impressive is when you have more of something that's like a sheen on your face. That to me comes off as a little bit more illuminating than a glitter does. But I will show you the spritz on this bottle, and it's probably going to display glitter. It's a very fine mist. In fact, I sprayed it and I didn't even shoot across the room, it just stayed right here. Okay, so it's going on my arm a little less glittery than before, which is great. The next product I will not need to spend too much time talking about because you will know what this is already. It is the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. I've first tried the Makeup Forever foundation stick. I really loved the way that it looked, but it made the center of my face look really patchy and cakey. So I'm just trying to see if I can play around and find a foundation that just works really well with my skin. So I wanted to try this one out. So this is in the shade Light Beige, and I just want to swatch it for you just so you can see what the color is. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so that you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. So if you can see, this is the shade right there. That is in the shade Light Beige, and that is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Stick. The next thing I have is this little bitty It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This is in the shade Medium, and in the parentheses underneath that it says Light Medium, so I assumed it would be for light and medium skin. I don't know if that's the way that it's marketed, but I think that it will work really well just to cover my under eye if I weren't going to wear any makeup that day. I haven't tried this yet. I've heard really good things about it. This is a very tiny tube because I purchased it on the at the checkout where they have all of the little miniature sizes of everything. I will show you what this color looks like. Like I said, it's darker than I thought it would be. The formula is actually really interesting. It's very, very thick. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like tar. But this is the shade right here. It actually looks a little bit, probably a little similar to this Clay Stick foundation, so it might be a better all over color for me rather than a brighter under eye color. That's those two swatched next to each other. Maybe the Tarte Clay Stick is a little bit more pink and the other one is a little bit more brown. I have this Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss. I found this at Marshall's and it was $7.99, so I was really excited to pick it up. I picked up the shade Potion, not because it's an everyday color or anything that I just go to, but I have seen it in a lot of YouTube videos and I thought it was really pretty, and I actually don't have a lip gloss that is in a dark shade like this, so I thought it would be really pretty for fall. And just swatching this, it's kind of hard to explain the formula as well. It's actually a formula that I don't already own, so I was really excited about it. This is the shade right here. It's very deep, dark purple. It's a very thick formula, very opaque. So what's most exciting about that for me is I don't have to put on a lip liner or a lipstick underneath it. I can just throw on the lip gloss and be out the door, assuming that it doesn't bleed at all, which it probably doesn't. I haven't heard bad things about it, so I would think that it doesn't, but okay, so now we're going to move on to the drugstore items. And the first, this is not necessarily drugstore, it's Colourpop, but I'll start with my little Colourpop haul. So I'm going to start with the Colourpop Yes Please palette. This is the one that people have probably talked about on YouTube being very similar to the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. And I'm going to show the two of them side by side for you right now just so that you can see them in this video if you haven't seen them elsewhere. Kathleen Lights did a comparison video on them, and I think she actually ended up recommending the Colourpop. I had already purchased the Natasha Denona when this one came out, and I was still excited to try it. I think both of them came out last summer, so I'm a little late with this one. So I'll show you what the inside of this palette looks like first. To me, it looks just like a summer palette. So it has a lot of warms, and it just looks like a sunset. So you can get lots of beautiful looks off of this palette, and I will show you the Natasha Denona next to it so that you can kind of compare the colors yourself. Okay, so this is Natasha Denona, and this is the Colourpop Yes Please palette. Just by looking at it, you can probably see a lot of similar shades. This one was only $16 and this was $129. And then the last few things I picked up from Colourpop are some lip products. There are 3 glosses and 1 Lippie Stix. We're going to start with lipsticks. This is in the shade Taurus. This is the collaboration between Colourpop and Kathleen Lights. This is an old collaboration. I never purchased this color because I didn't think that it would look good on me, but recently I have wanted to try it for myself, so I bought it, and it is in this red-brown shade here. These here are the 3 gloss shades that I got from Colourpop. One was given to me because the order came late. I believe they gave it to me complimentary, but the other 2 I actually did order myself. The one in the middle is the latest collaboration between Kathleen Lights and Colourpop, and I will go ahead and swatch these for you, but I have Fairy Floss over here, Moonchild in the center, and then this last one is actually also a collaboration, but I'm not familiar with the person that they collaborated with, so I don't know how to pronounce the name. Anyways, this is in the shade Like Me. Okay, so these are the 3 swatches right here. On this end, you have Fairy Floss, in the center is Moonchild, and then on the far end is the shade Like Me. Next thing I want to talk about are these 2 palettes right here. These are both by the brand Hard Candy, which I purchased at Walmart. So this is an all matte palette, and then this one here is like warms and shimmers. This one is called the Matte Eyeshadow Pro Palette, and then this one is the Eyeshadow Pro Palette. In the palette, you get 2 brushes. If you're in a pinch and you don't have any brushes to use, these will probably do the job. So these are swatching just a little bit patchy. I don't know if that's just me or maybe I just got a bad swatch. I don't really care how they swatch personally, as long as they blend on the eye pretty well. I'm not really great with makeup anyway, so it doesn't even matter if I'm using a really great eyeshadow because I probably can't blend it very well anyway. So the patchiness does not really bother me. I will just try to work with it, and if I can't get it to look right on the eye, I usually just blame it on my own blending abilities. I swatched this red shade at the bottom, the orange shade just above that, this blue shade here, and then I dipped into this one, but I accidentally covered it up with the blue because I forgot to put it on my hand. So it's actually like right there in between the orange and the blue. I was not impressed with the payoff on the blue because it looks a lot darker in the palette than it did when it swatched, but it's still a great range of matte shades, and I'm still excited to try to create some looks off of it. Oh, and there's a tiny little mirror at the top. I forgot to mention that. It's actually placed in there in a really great spot because when you close it, you don't see the mirror. It's just tucked away under this little piece there, but you have it there if you need it. I've gotten into this a little bit. I don't remember being very impressed with these shadows, but I'm going to swatch them again and see if I like them. They're pretty smooth when you feel them. Not super, super buttery, but definitely not bad. They still feel really nice and velvety. They're almost swatching in kind of like a sheen, more so than like a really bright shimmer. But I think they're really pretty. I think that you can always apply Fix Plus to intensify any eyeshadow, and that's what I love to do with cheaper or more affordable eyeshadows, because I feel like I get more for my money using Fix Plus and more affordable eyeshadows. This is the little brown taupe color I was showing you in the palette, and then you have the golden, the burgundy, and this is kind of like an orangey coppery shade. That's those. I only have 3 products left to talk about, but I want to do a quick comparison swatch for you on camera because I did pick up the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Halo liquid highlighter, which is very similar to the Cover FX liquid highlighting drops. And before I purchased this, which I kind of purchased them at the same time, but I've been wanting to try these ever since they came out, and then these have recently come out, and I wanted to compare them so that you could see for yourself. This Wet n Wild is in the shade Gilded Glow. This actually has kind of a doe foot applicator on it. You can just swipe this on the hand, makes it a lot easier. I actually applied this to the cheeks today using a beauty blender, and it went on really well. So keep in mind that these are 2 different shades, but on this side you have Wet n Wild and on this side you have Cover FX. I have the new face primer. This is an illuminating primer, and then I have the new, I think it's a liquid lipstick. It's called the Healthy Lip Velvet Finish. It's a lipstick, and I have that in the shade Bear With Me. Today I used this illuminating primer on my face, but it also has a lot of glitters in it. I don't think that they showed through the foundation when I put it on, but you can definitely see it on the hand, and just swatching it and playing around with it is very hard to clean up because of all the glitter. Like, it leaves glitter behind. When it's swatched on the hand, it has a really nice, beautiful sheen, but when you look at it very closely, it has a lot of little glitters in it. Okay, so this is the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip Velvet Finish in the shade Bear With Me. I was wearing this lip color in a recent video, and it was the Makeup Organization Collection video. In that introduction, I was wearing this lip color if you're interested in seeing what it looks like on the lips. That's what this looks like swatched. And the last thing that I want to mention to you, which is kind of redundant because I have actually created a video on these already, but it is the Wet n Wild brushes. I was actually going to include them in this haul, but last Saturday when I sat down to film the video, I wanted to kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone by getting ready and creating a video using these brushes, which I also wanted to do. So they've already been shown to you, but I will link the video below because if you're interested in the packaging or how they perform or anything like that, all of that information will be in that video. It's kind of a first impressions video. But I purchased the little bundle that they had, so this is all of them. I knew that this was going to be a better brush line than the last one that they did because this is called their Pro brush line. So I had high hopes for the way that these performed, and they do perform pretty well. They're not probably going to replace any of my go-to brushes, but they are still really nice to use. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. That is everything that I have hauled recently. I've got a Morphe order coming in the mail pretty soon. I just placed that yesterday. It's mostly eyeshadows, and then it's a small eyeshadow palette. I do want to swatch those for you and show those to you on video. But that's going to be it for this video today. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please come back and please subscribe if you have not already. That way you'll be notified when I do upload videos. Comment if you have any questions or suggestions, and I will be talking to you down there. That's it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.